The next recursive function we have something called reverse string. So the whole point of this function is to just reverse a given string. So if we pass in hello, it should reverse this to OLLEH. So the way all it works is we're going to take in a string and a start and an end position, and we're going to keep swapping the start and the end position all the way up until start is either greater than or equal to the end position. And every time we call the recursive call, we're just going to call start plus 1 and end minus 1 until they both touch in the middle. So let's write out the prototype. Let's go into our header file. So this function is a little unique. There's going to be no return type. It's going to be void. And that's because we're going to be modifying the string inside of the parameters because it's dynamic memory. Reverse string. Now we'll take in a char pointer string. We'll take in int start and int end. Now let's copy this and let's put it into our C file. Now let's write out the body for this. So let's just write out our base case. And we want this to run while start is less than end. So we're going to write the opposite of that. We're going to say, while start is greater than or equal to end, we can just return here, which will just exit out of the function at this point. So now if we don't hit that stop line, we're going to do the following. So first we need to swap our start and end values, and then we need to recall the function. To make the swap, we need to make a placeholder called temp. And this is just going to hold the temporary value of start. So we'll do start, and we'll get the index of start. And now we're going to reassign that start value now because we already have it safely stored somewhere. So we're going to do str start, and that start value is going to be equal to the string end value. And now we can override the end value with our temp value that we're storing. So we could do str end, and this is going to be equal to our temp. So here we just made a switcheroo. Our end is now equal to start, and our start's now equal to the end. Once we do that, we're just going to recall the recursive function now. You do not need to write return then function call here. That's not needed because the return type is void. So instead, all what you can do is just write reverse string. Now this is our recursive call. So to pass in the parameters, we just write str, and then we're going to do the start value is going to be start plus 1, and then our end value will be end minus 1. So now this is our recursive call, which will keep running over and over and over again. And then when we eventually hit this return statement, that means that our start is now greater than or equal to our end position. So it's either in the middle or they're about to overpass each other. And we'll stop there, and our string should be fully reversed now. So let's go inside of our main function and write out some test cases. So I'm going to make a char. We'll do our s1 for string 1. And this is going to equal to hello. We'll make two more, string 2 and string 3. So string 2 will equal to, let's just say, ABC, and string 3 is going to equal A, just to make sure it works with one letter. So now what we want to do, it's going to be slightly different. We're not going to call it inline like everything else. We're going to call the recursive function, and then we'll print everything out after. So first, we're going to write reverse, and we're going to call this with string 1. And our starting value is going to be 0 because arrays start at index 0. And for our end value, we're going to pass in the last index. We need to count how large each array is. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this array has a size of 5. So we need to pass in the array size minus 1. So the array size here is 5. That means we need to pass in 4 here because our end index that we're starting with is at index 4. So this would be index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, and index 4. That's what we're going to do for all of these. Let's call our second function call now. So string 2. Again, it's going to start at 0, but we have 3 indexes here. So it's going to be our length minus 1. So in this case, our length is 3. So we're going to pass in 2. And then lastly, we're going to pass in index 3. So we're going to start at index 0. And the length of this array is 1. So that 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. So our start and end index are both going to look at index 0. So now let's print out each one of these char arrays or these strings to ensure that they're reversed now. So let's do printf hello is equal to %s, new line. And the first string we'll write out is our s1. And then our second string we're going to write out is ABC. And ABC should just be the reverse. So we'll see here. So 2. Then string 3, we're going to check out to make sure that still equals to A. Before we run this, let's just write that new line. Control F5. Let's see what happens. So it works. Hello is now reversed, O-L-L-E-H. ABC is now CBA, and A is just equal to A. So now we can ensure that this works perfectly.